everyone, happy Monday. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Beth. I want to do a special shout out to Lisa C and also to Naisha. Hey ladies, I miss you in my side chat. I don't want this to sound like romper room, but I do like to connect to my subscribers and I miss you guys. So come back and visit. Alright, I was supposed to do a show last night, a live stream, shipping Sunday. Gonna have to put my glasses on. I didn't think I was gonna have to. I'm on my way to work. And I did not do a live stream last night for several reasons, but the main reason is because I wasn't feeling it. I had kind of a rough morning, and then I found out I had to go into work today, which I never go in on Mondays. And it's just thrown me off my routine. And when I get off my routine, I just get real panicked and everything. Also, which is what we're going to talk about in this video, my sales are way down. They're down 35% from last month. Yes, 35%. And this may be a coincidence, but I find sometimes when I ship things, I get more sales. And so I thought, well, maybe if I ship the items that I have right now from Saturday, maybe some sales will, happen. I had 0 sales yesterday and 0 sales on Thursday. So that's what we're going to talk about. I made some notes. Well, these are actually my show notes from my live stream last night. And it's going to be very difficult to drive and read these. So I may have to pause every once in a while to make sure that I don't miss something that I was going to say last night. And I'm sure that I will. All right. So I have 130 drafts right now. I am top rated. I have no late shipment rates. It's totally at 0. It's totally perfect. 100 shipping on time. I have over 4,000 feedback, and my feedback is at 100%. I'm not doing this to brag. I'm just telling you right now, I'm setting the stage for what's coming, okay? Let's see. I have no requests and disputes in my eBay store. All of my messages have been read. I tell you guys, go to your message box and make sure that you're marking all of your messages at red. That shows eBay that you are at home and working. Your store is on. My traffic, my impressions, my page views, my click-through rate, my sales conversion, they're all down. All red. I don't think I've ever seen that happen. Well, at least not in a long time. For the last 31 days, I am down 34.1%. And for the last month, I'm down 36.5%. I will be lucky. I think I'll do it, but I will be lucky if I gross $3,000 on eBay this month. I went back in my bullet journal and I looked, and the last time I grossed $3,000 on my eBay store was before the pandemic. I'm not kidding you. And during that time, I only had about 2,000 listings in my store, because at that time I had 2 stores. I had my clothing store and plushes and, hard goods. And then I had my appliance parts store. And I was still raking in, $3,000 a month on eBay. So guys, this is really bad. I'm smiling though. Why am I smiling? Well, and I'm trying not to drive and read, but when I go to my sales and I do this year over last year, I'm down 3.8%, which is really not a lot. It's really not. I mean, it's been that way before. So I'm just keeping on trucking here. And I'm going to ask you some questions in a few minutes, and I'd really like for you to put them in the comments below, what you think I should do. I already feel like I've left something off here, so I'm going to try to read and drive. My 90-day total is $13,141. Now, there was a show that I did a few months ago where my 90-day total on my phone was $16,000. So, $13,141, $16,000. You know, what's that about? Let me see what else. Alright, so I was telling you 2 days I sold 0 on eBay, but Poshmark has picked up for me, luckily. Alright, so normally I sell maybe 5 to 8 items per week on Poshmark. That's just how it goes. I don't do any promoted over there, and I'm sorry guys about the glare. I'm getting ready to turn and it should look better in a second. Well, on Poshmark, in the last few days, I've sold like 12 items, maybe even 14. One day I sold over five items at least. That's just unheard of on Poshmark for me. It is. So I don't know what you guys think I should do. Let me tell you why this has a little bit of concern for me. And I've been watching a lot of YouTube this weekend to see if there's something that I'm missing. I even did a poll, just a real informal poll for some of my YouTube subscribers and asked them, how are sales for you? And specifically, if you're an all clothing seller, I want to know that. I want to know from everybody. So put it in the chat, in the comments, how are eBay sales for you right now? And of those few people that I polled, majority of them said that they were down, that their sales were sucking. There were a couple of people, and I'm happy for them, their sales were way up, and I'm glad. But I know that one of them doesn't sell a lot of clothing, and I'm not sure what the other one sells. So, and then another person, Crystal, I'm sure hers are up because she went full time and she is now listing more than she ever has. So, whereas for me, I'm keeping things basically the same. I'm still listing 12 items a day. If you list one per day for years and then you start listing 12 per day, you should be getting impressions on your store. Promoted listings, I'm doing 1 above trending and I'm capping it at 12%. If you are someone like Todd, Silver-Haired Stacker, hey Todd, and you've never used promoted listings before for years, and you turn on promoted listings, even for 1% or 2%, you should be getting lots of impressions because you're making a change, all right? All right, I can't show this because I'm not on my PC screen, but I was going to show you the types of items that sold last week and, the brands. So last week I sold Catherine's, I sold Leoma Lovegrove, I sold Alix, I sold Lane Bryant, Avenue, and then I was going to show you what I am listing. Same brands. And some others that were exciting to me. So, it's not like I'm listing Lane Bryant, Catherine's, and, what else? Torrid. When I've been listing before Patagonia, expensive brands, right? I'm listing basically the same thing that people have been coming back for years. And I found some really cute stuff that I've been listing. Alright, let me see. If you're someone, if you started listing new brands, let's just say you've been listing jeans for years. Just jeans. Alright? And all of a sudden you start listing tunics. and dresses and swimsuits and, you know, whatever. Should be getting more impressions. But I'm not doing that. I'm basically staying the same, right? I run daily sales. Currently, everything that's been listed is 10% off, best offer. When it's been listed for 6 months, it's 30% off, best offer. And when it's been listed for 2 years, it's 50% off. I took the offers off of that a couple of weeks ago. I told you guys that. Well, now since all this happened, I put the best offers back on. Hadn't mattered. In fact, I've been getting offers for like $3. All right, kid you not, on a 50% off offer, on a 50% off sale. So that hasn't really helped me. So I've had to counter on those. So like I said, best offers are on. I end 200 items every morning that have been listed the longest, and I relist them to give them a new number. This has served me well for over 3 years. This is something that Dusty and Craig, Landshark Picker, taught me, and I've never had a problem with it. It's been awesome. I end items that have been listed for 2 years. I look at them and I decide whether or not I want to relist them. If the pictures are good and I want to relist them, I go ahead and keep the same pictures, but I kind of spruce up the listing. I change the keywords a little bit. I usually retake the measurements to make sure that the measurements are okay. And then I put it in my drafts as a cue to relist. If it's something that's got a flaw and I listed it, and you know, when I listed it, whenever something's got a flaw, I take a little bit of the money off. I don't ask full price normally, unless it's a really, really good piece. So if it had a flaw, I look at it and I'm like, well, was this flaw the reason why it probably didn't sell? And a lot of the times, if it has a flaw, I go ahead and chunk it. Because I gave it 2 years, right? Alright, I want to make a correction. It probably doesn't really matter to you guys, but I like things to be accurate. My sales are 10% off, best offer, when items are listed. And then after 6 months, they are on 30% off, best offer. And then 1 year, when they've been listed 1 year, they're 50% off, best offer. And then when they've been listed 2 years, that's when I end the items and take a look at them. I run 20% daily public coupons all the time, constantly. I think there's a 30-minute break. Today's coupon will end at 11:30, and tomorrow morning's coupon will start at midnight. They don't give you any other choices as to when to do it. I run a 25% off repeat buyer coupon. I send my public and my private coupons in 15 buyer group messages and 6 newsletter email messages. I combine shipping, $3.50 each for each additional item shipped, and I also do free returns. Currently, I have 2 returns in my box. One was opened on August 9th. Today is August 28th. They haven't shipped the item, so I'm imagining that will roll off any day now. I think they have like 3 weeks, which is bizarre. And then I have one other that was just opened the other day. And I'm a little nervous about that one because if she doesn't ship it soon, I'm not going to be here. I'm going to be in North Carolina when it comes back. I'm going to have Jania open it and tell me, make sure that they haven't done a switcheroo on me. Alright guys, so all of that to say, I'm here to cheer you on. I don't want you to get down when times like this happen. This could be just a totally fluke month for me, but boy, is it bad. You know, what I want to know from you guys is what I should do. I think I know what I'm going to do, but I want to hear from you first. Should I wait it out and do nothing? Should I make some changes? Or should I call eBay? None of this would really bother me as much, except for the fact, because I think what's going to happen when I call eBay, this is just my prediction, they're going to say, well, it's summer slowdown. People aren't buying as much. You know, they're going back to school, blah, 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 blah. You know, you hear that. And that's all well and good. But then I don't have any problem saying to them, well, you know what? I put these very same items up on another platform. I didn't promote them. I didn't run sales. And I've had more sales in the last 7 days on that platform than I have on eBay. Normally I have at least $1,000 gross a week, minimum. I am now at about $300 for the last 7 days. All right. I can't live on that. All right. I'm very thankful to Poshmark. It's given me a little bit extra to work with. But guys, I'm going to have to borrow from savings this month for inventory. It's just the truth. And I'm glad I have savings for times like that. So what do you think I should do? Should I patiently wait and just give it some more time? Or should I make a change? Or should I call eBay? You know, I've been having trouble viewing my TV on my computer. When I'm working during the day, I tap into our Xfinity, Comcast, whatever you want to call it, and I watch TV. And like in the mornings, I watch MASH while I'm doing my eBay maintenance routine. And in the afternoons, I have Law and Order playing, you know, that kind of thing. Well, starting like Tuesday or Wednesday, whenever I would click on a show to play, it would just time out and it'd say, you know, try again later, error, blah, blah, blah. It's been doing that since last Tuesday. I couldn't even play a movie on Comcast. Now, I could play things that were saved, that we had recorded, but we didn't have that much, you know. So it was getting me stressed because I like my routine, right? So I was on the phone last night till 11 p.m. on a Sunday night with Comcast, waited 25 minutes just to talk to a real person because when I went to the website, they didn't have a choice for what my issue was. And she did something to the password sign in. She checked our Wi-Fi, it was fine. Our Wi-Fi was humming along, but she did something. She reset our password, synced it or something. Same password, just synced it, and it's fine. So I'm thinking, if I call eBay, is there something that they can do? Put in a ticket, take a look at it? I don't know. I've always been told when you do stuff like this, what they do is they reset your store by ending your items and relisting them. Well, that's what I do every day. I end 200 and relist. That's what I've been told. So what do you think eBay's going to tell me if I call them? My other fear is that if I don't do something now, I'm going to be leaving next Wednesday on the 6th of September, which means on Friday, September 1st, I have to put time away on. I have to change my handling time. I'm thinking about doing both. I don't know if that would screw up my store to change my handling time and put time away on. I'm still trying to figure that out. Because I hear people that have had trouble with time away. And, but when I don't put time away on, they don't get a message saying that I'm out of town or that, you know, I'm away. And then I have to message each person. But that's what I usually do, is I change my handling time. So on the 1st, I have to change my handling time to like 13 or 14 days. Because I'm coming back on the 12th at midnight. I'm going to want to sleep when I get home. And then I don't know if I'm going to be able to ship on that day. Because I'll have work that I'll have to go and, you know, see what's waiting for me at my day job, right? And it's Jania's birthday. Like, I don't know that I'm going to be able to ship on the 12th, so I'm setting it for the 13th, and so I have to change it on Friday the 1st because eBay gives buyers 96 hours to pay. So that means if they bought something on Saturday, September 2nd, they would have until September 6th to pay, and I would be on a plane to North Carolina. So that's not going to help me. So what I'm afraid is going to happen is if I don't take care of this now, because I was already expecting to not have as many sales when I'm gone because my handling time is going to be increased. You know, I don't know. I don't know how long it's been since I've been away this long, but if I remember correctly in the past, when I messaged people and told them that I was on a sourcing trip for the store, if they wanted to cancel, it was fine. Just let me know. I think I only had like one person ever cancel when I've been gone this long. So, because the kind of things that I sell are pretty much everyday items, like unless they're going to wear something to a party or a special event, you know, like if I sold a patriotic t-shirt and 4th of July was coming up next week and they really needed it, then they would have canceled. So I'm kind of hoping, but like I said, I was already kind of planning that September was not going to be as great of a month at the beginning because I was going to be gone, and you know, I'm going to be out doing things. I'm not going to be sitting at the computer constantly, you know, tweaking stuff and you know, like I do now. I go in there constantly, send offers, and I'm going to have to try to do that. And Barry, I hope you'll be very patient with me, but you know, when we're in the car, I may have to send offers, answer messages, you know, just to make eBay think that I'm working at home.
Okay guys, so I knew I would forget something. I've made it home from work. I wanted to just summarize this video and tell you that if I change anything, what would I possibly change? I am doing almost everything eBay asked me to do. I'm using as many of the tools as possible. The only one I can really think of that I'm not using is free shipping. So what in the world would I change, right? And I was watching Josh Galt's, is it Galt? His live stream today, and he was talking about how a lot of people are having issues. eBay is basically under construction right now, and it's affecting a lot of things. So go ahead and put in the comments below, like I said, what you think I should do. Wait, change something. What would it be? Or call eBay.
All right, guys. Well, we did swim yesterday. We were supposed to get rain yesterday. We did not. My parents got a lot of rain, which I'm so thankful. I'm so happy for them. My dad just put up rain gutters, and he didn't even know if they worked. He put them up like 6 weeks ago, and no rain yet, so he didn't even know his rain gutters were working. They are. It rained at his house. It just completely went around me and Jania. It just completely went around our house. We watched the radar. It's crazy. Today's supposed to be 20%. There's not a cloud in the sky, except white puffy clouds. Alright. So I'm kind of getting off the topic now. But anyway, I just wanted to check in. Thank you for people who messaged me asking me if I was okay. I was, you know, in my head, no, not okay, but it had nothing to do with the show. There's just a lot going on, and I had kind of a bad experience yesterday at my nail salon, which I never have. I've been going to them for years. And if you're new to my channel, again, welcome. I hope you will subscribe and hit the bell and hit it for all notifications so you'll know the next time I upload content or go live. I really appreciate it. Also, please leave me a comment below. Please hit the thumbs up and share this channel with others. I greatly appreciate you guys. And I hope you have a wonderful week. Bye.